Resident Evil 5, Chapter 6-1. The Ship Deck. Professional difficulty for nextgenwalkthroughs.com. I've probably said that a million times.
Yep.
Yeah, so you start off, there's a couple guys you can snipe right off the bat. This is where the game gets kind of... I guess actually the end of Chapter 5 was when the game started to get really wacky. And you started to battle a lot of zombies that have full body armor on and grenades taped to their chest. And I'm not kidding about that.
Yeah.
But it's pretty awesome when you shoot them. And you hit the grenade on their chest and they just explode into a mass of guts.
It's always a good feeling.
It is. It's pretty cool, actually. It's one of the really... It really stood out from a lot of the game, the effect of seeing them explode when you hit the grenade.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool.
Is it as satisfying as teabagging?
Teabagging in Halo when you're playing a real person.
Yeah.
It's not as satisfying. Not much can compare to that.
Did you see that on Simpsons?
I did see that clip. I think.
Did you watch the whole episode?
No, just the 20 seconds of it. That was kind of funny.
Yeah. Wasn't a bad episode either.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened? Like the one clip that I saw, Homer was sitting on like an inflatable chair.
Yeah.
Quick note. This guy that I'm about to shoot right there, or that I'm trying to shoot, the one on the very top right there, if you shoot him from here, instead of running up the ladder and killing him later on in the level, you can avoid the whole scene where either you or Shiva gets trapped in the cage and the dogs come out and you get kind of ambushed. So be sure to shoot that guy because you can bypass a very difficult section.
Cool.
Anyway.
So Springfield Elementary is super shitty. Mm-hmm. So they get like the crappiest apartment they can in Waverly Hills. So they can go to the Waverly Hills school.
Oh.
And then Lisa pretends that she's best friends with Alaska, Nebraska.
Who?
A.K.A. Hannah Montana. Yeah. I don't know. But there's a trash can store called Raccoon's Choice. And so that pretty much made the episode for me.
It wasn't called Stoner's Pop Palace?
No.
That's pretty funny. Raccoon's Choice.
Yeah. So I feel like the newer episodes have bounced back somewhat from the awfulness that they were maybe a couple of years ago.
I'll have to give them a try. Because I haven't watched a new episode of The Simpsons in like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Like, sat through the whole thing.
Well, they got bad. And
oh man, I watched an episode of Family Guy last night.
Mm-hmm.
It was fucking terrible. It featured one of the chicks from The Hills.
Uh-huh.
It just showed up on Hulu last night. Or recently. And they like... The whole episode was basically about these chicks from The Hills, and it was terrible. It was the worst fucking thing I've ever seen.
What else happened in it?
Brian's old girlfriend got married or something like that, and then, I don't know, he had a one-night stand with one of the chicks from The Hills, and then she ended up being incredibly smart, which was the joke.
Oh.
And it, like, there was one kind of interesting part where they kind of made they made fun of the paparazzi and like all the people that follow, you know, the dating scene of all those people, and then they had like Jay Leno, Craig Ferguson, and
Jimmy Kimmel?
Not Jimmy Kimmel, no, the guy who replaced Conan.
Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy Fallon, yes. And they all had them, like, in person, live action, making fun of Brian hooking up with the chick from The Hills.
Oh, that's weird.
Which was kind of interesting, but they weren't funny jokes. So it
didn't matter.
Doesn't fucking matter.
So, pushing trash cans.
Yeah, this is a very familiar thing. Pushing cum dumpsters. filled with like look at those eye bars. Those things have got to be heavy as hell.
Yeah, they hold up buildings.
Yeah. So right here is normally where you would get trapped by the cage falling down, and if you like I mentioned before, if you shoot that guy, you skip that whole part. I'm not sure if I'm playing with a human or not anymore. I think I lose my AI or the human partner here in a second. It's so hard to tell sometimes between the humans and the skin jobs.
Yeah.
I guess that's what we could call the
skin jobs.
The AI partner, skin jobs. Yeah.
I watched the first hour of the hour and a half Caprica.
Oh, there we go. Skin job has left the party. No, wait, that's the human has left the party. Got replaced by a skin job. Anyway, you watched Caprica?
The first hour of the hour and a half episode.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think?
I'm not sold. Unless it gets better in the next half hour. I don't know.
There's a couple moments at the very end where you're like, now I understand what's going on. Oh. Now that makes sense.
Okay.
It's definitely worth finishing because there's a couple character tie-ins with people you know from the original, or not the original, but the most recent BSG.
Just the little kid, Odama?
Yes.
I knew it.
There you go.
Because the dad's like a lawyer. I'm like, okay, that's... Okay, and the kid's name was Willie. I'm like, okay, that's him.
Oh,
it's Bill Odama.
I forgot that was his dad was a lawyer.